Hey guys, welcome back to the Arctic Keith Pusher Precious Mutations. Doing a twofer tonight. Wanted to do two short videos. The first one I showed you how to put the armature wire for the scythe onto our stick, and I didn't want you guys to have to sit there and wait for me while I mixed up some clay. So I ended that video, and now we're going to make a new one. Once again, thank you very much for all your support over the last couple of weeks and likes and shares. Welcome to all our new members. I know that there's been a ton of new subscribers on YouTube, so that's amazing. Welcome. Thank you. I hope you find these informative and entertaining and a little bit silly and really cool. The product that we're using, as always, is AB's Epoxy Sculpt, ABES. By the company called AVs. You can find them at avstudio.com. And yeah, pick up some clay. If you're a crafter and you want to follow along, then please come on by and hang out with us. And yeah, hopefully you'll learn some things and leave comments when I make mistakes and let me know what I'm doing wrong so that I can improve on what I'm making. Yeah, I just want to, I want to help you guys. I want you guys to help me. So let's grow, let's share, let's make this an unstoppable force, shall we? Obviously, we're working again on While the Reaper Sleeps. When the Reaper sleeps, does he dream in black and white? He's got his little friend here, the Reaper of Rats. So I've mixed the epoxy sculpt is a two-part clay, so you mix it together and it essentially, once you've got it down to one color, then it's ready to go. The working time on it is up to like 4 hours, but realistically, the softest, most molding part is in the first hour, half an hour to an hour. When you get up to like 2 hours, 3 hours, it is very stiff, and it's just kind of for putting super fine details and that sort of thing in. So we set up our scythe here. So what I'm just going to do now is just go over top of our armature wire. And I left it. So we talked about in the last video, what you don't want to do is try and build your armature to be the outline of your piece, because it's just basically there to support the pieces that you're making. It's not there to outline it, because then you're gonna make it almost too blobby, trying to build up and over top of it. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna grab. Never ever ever fails. I always forget something every video that I'm gonna need. I try and grab everything I need, try and remember, but there's always a time I gotta jump up. So this here is called the Aves Safety Solvent. So what it's good for is smoothing out the clay. You can use water. We're not too bad because we're using white. We could essentially use water in this case. But the water on some of the colored clays, because Aves makes all kinds of different colored clays. If you're using black or something and you use water on it, it may end up streaking. It may end up creating some kind of issues and stuff like that. So they sent me a lovely care package of stuff to help teach you guys how to use their products, because it's essentially the only product that I use. It's amazing. It dries like concrete, and it's almost impossible to break. This piece, the ceramic, will shatter before any of the add-on pieces that we make are gonna break. And another good point about it is that it's got its own adhesive in it. It's a self-drying clay. So if in this case we would have been all right because we're using ceramic, but in a case if we were using a resin piece, or we were using if we were mutating a wood piece or something, you can't bake it. So that's where the self-drying comes in and is awesome. Now, the reason I went and got the safety solvent is because you can use it. You can use it for removing any of your fingerprints. You can use it for getting rid of like flaws in the you can use it for kind of cleaning off your tools when you're done at the end of your day of whatever it is that you're sculpting. But what I'm going to do, what I've recently learned, is that if you just dip your tool in it while you're working, your tool won't stick to your clay that you're using. So that's actually pretty amazing. And then you can smooth it, and it doesn't tear at the clay. It doesn't create. I'm probably going to do a second layer of clay on this scythe because I don't think I mixed quite enough clay. I don't think it's going to necessarily be brittle, but there's not a lot of coverage on this wire. So it's not the end of the world. We'll see what it looks like once we're done, but I'm going to kind of see it. I basically just dip it in and I rub it over those seams where the clay overlapped. Think of it like when you're using plasticine and stuff. If you get clay and stuff on your fingers, you should be wearing gloves while you're doing this. But if you do get clay and stuff on your fingers, you'll tend to stick to what it is that you're trying to build. So that's another spot you can get the stuff and put it on your gloves and kind of use it to smooth out some of the stuff. So, oh, my cat has come for a visit, decided to announce her arrival. She doesn't like it when I lock her out of the studio, but if I let her in, she's going to hop up here, and my lovely black backdrop is going to be a lovely shade of cat hair. So she can stay outside for the time being. Okay, it is a scythe, so we want it to kind of be a bit sharp, so we're going to try and sharpen it. My problem currently right now, and the reason I'm saying I might add a second layer of clay, is down here at the tip where I'm trying to kind of round it over. There isn't wire. We didn't run the wire all the way along, and so we got a bit of a sloppy part here. So I might end up adding a second part just to not toughen it up, but so that I can get a finer point on it without kind of making it look like bum. Making it look like bum. So if you can't get this to a sharp point, don't worry too much about it, because what we want is if we can get the basic shape of it, like I said, we'll add another thin layer on top of it. But another awesome thing about epoxy sculpt, because it's all about epoxy sculpt tonight, ABs, it's awesome stuff, is that once it's all dried, so for best results, you want to give it about 12 hours to 24 hours to completely. So I will make this piece and I will let it sit, and then tomorrow we'll work on some of the other stuff. But the good thing about it is once it's completely set, you can drill this, you can tap it, which is like putting threading in it if you needed to screw something. So it's good for uses around the house too, not just crafting. But what I can do is after we add some more clay next time, I can sand this part, this sharp part of the blade, and actually make it sharp. So don't worry right now that we've got a bit of an edge there and it doesn't quite look sharp enough, because we are going to fix that. Okay, and then we'll just put it in here and make sure we're all right kind of size-wise. Just going to be another quick video, not too long. So we're not too bad. Going to be able to curve that around a little bit. We'll be able to sand some of the excess off. This, remember, we left this long. This we left long. We're going to clip that off later, but we'll build a little stock, the top part of the staff that goes through. We'll sculpt the rest of the staff next time. We'll cut this part off, the excess part, and then, yeah, we should almost be ready for paint. So I'm going to let this dry overnight, and I'll let you guys go and have a lovely evening. Thank you again for watching. Thank you again for supporting. We have started a Patreon page. It's just $2 a month, and it gets you a button, a membership card, and a chance to win an exclusive members only piece that we're going to do a draw for. You can win that absolutely free every month. Once a month, we're going to do a draw for a free piece. If you are a member of our Patreon page, would only cost you $2 a month to become a mutant tier. Thank you so very much for tuning in and watching again. Have yourselves a great night, and we'll talk to you very soon. Bye.